Hi lovelies, how are you today? Yeah, Ramadan is at the corner. Hello Mubalik na Ramadan. So, this is another episode of me preparing ahead of Ramadan. May Allah make us witness more of it. If you're joining me for the first time, welcome. Thanks for joining me. Don't forget to like and subscribe. So, I made another soup as a way to prepare and to keep me away from the kitchen as much as I can so that I can have more time for Ibadah. If you are a returning subscriber, I welcome you back to my channel. Thank you always for being here with me. Don't forget to like my videos. Don't forget to drop your comments for me. And don't forget to please share with your loved ones. So the soup I made on this day is called egusi soup. For people in Nigeria, for those of us that are from Nigeria, egusi soup is a very popular soup that we make. And because we have different types, different tribes in Nigeria, we make it in different ways. For example, for where I come from, we make egusi soup without actually adding vegetables to it. We just make it very watery, as in not watery to the extent of us not being able to eat it, but there's a way we make it that is totally different from the way people from the eastern part of Nigeria make their own. I decided to make our usual home, which we use to eat our swallow, and also the type they make in the eastern part of the country. And this is egusi seeds. I think egusi is called melon. We call it melon anyway, but some people say it's pumpkin. I'm not very sure, but this one I got it from African shop. You won't get it in English shop if you even want to try this. It's only sold in any shop, or this Caribbean shop or African shop. So, and for our own, we do add pepper, the normal thing we add to our tomatoes. I would just say we replace tomatoes with that seed. We replace tomatoes with the seed. So we still had the same thing we had to our tomatoes, and then we put everything in the blender to blend until very soft. So because this is the way we make it from the part where I come from in Nigeria. I'm from the western part of Nigeria, so and this is the way we make the one we do. Ordinarily, I think it's because I'm using a blender and it's not very smooth, but ordinarily it used to be very, very smooth that you hardly find any lump inside it. That is the usual way we do make it. But because I'm using blender and I really do not want to stress my blender too much because I'm blending very large quantity, as you can see. So I had to blend the pepper first. I had to blend the egusi, the seeds itself, and then I poured them into a pot and I mixed together. Now, instead of me frying my oil first in this pot, I decided to use the same method I used for the pepper mix the last time. I've put the oil in a separate pan to just make it hot, and after that I now turned it over inside the egusi, because that way it's still the same way. Either I do it first or I do it after, it's still the same result that it's going to give me. So this was what I did. I put the oil, mixed it. So now for the other one that they do in the east, actually, if I want my own to have lumps, at this point I would add seasoning and salt so that it will form the lump, but I didn't do that. So this is the second one that I'm making. I have blended the egusi as usual, and this was the other method I was talking about, where you either fry your oil the first time. So because I don't have too much soup this time, I decided to fry the oil. Then when the oil was done, I now pour the egusi mixture there. And as you can see now, that looks like it's going to form some lump. So this one, I added seasoning into it. I added salt as well because I really want the lumps to form, because this is the one that I intend to add my vegetables, my spinach, or any other green leaf that I want to add to it. So I'll be doing that to this one that has lumps, not the other one. The other one, we'll heat it with another green soup. If you watch my previous video, you will see the green soup that I said we usually use to eat our swallow. And here we go. This is the following day after I made the egusi, and it's now cold. The next thing for me, as I did in my previous video, the next thing I did was to pack them in a food bag, since I want to keep them in the freezer. So for every time we need to eat during Ramadan, I'll just bring one of the bags out, I'll defrost it and add my protein, and then food is ready. So I really hope that this is going to save me a lot of time, because it's the first time I am doing this. I don't usually pack food in the freezer, not even for Ramadan or when there is no Ramadan. I love to be in the kitchen. I love to cook, so I don't mind being there cooking every time. I don't mind, but as I mentioned previously, this Ramadan feels so different for me, in the sense that I really want to make maximum use of it. I really want to beg Allah. I really want to plead with Allah. I have like a heart-beating request, and I don't want anything whatsoever to come in my way, not even kitchen activities. I don't even mind drinking water for sahur, just so I could have time to talk to Allah, just so I could have time to be vulnerable, to ask Allah for everything. I mean, for that one thing this time around, when you're supposed to pray and you have so many things to pray for, but you realize that you have found yourself in a situation where you're just begging for one thing. And I'm so hopeful. I've got faith in Allah that He's going to answer my prayers. He's going to answer me. He's going to make me happy again. He's going to make me healthy. And I'm going to testify that this is the Ramadan that Allah answers my prayer. So I don't want anything to come in between that. I don't want to be in the kitchen. I don't want to spend my time in the kitchen when I'm supposed to be praying to Allah. And this is the exact reason I am preparing this food ahead. So thank you so much for joining me. There are still other soup that I'll prepare. I'm still going to prepare another soup that is called ogbono soup. I'm still going to clean my pots, because now that I'm cooking all these many soup and things like that, my pots are getting so dirty, and I don't even have such energy to be washing back to back as I'm cooking. So I'm going to be washing them after I finished all this batch cooking that I'm doing, and I'm going to see how I can keep my vegetables as much as I can, how I can keep them fresh without. I don't really like frozen vegetables. So if you have any idea how I can go with that, please let me know how I can store my spinach, my carrots, my green pepper, my yellow pepper, my broccoli. Please, if you have any idea how I can store them so that I don't have to be patronizing shops like I am doing presently, please, I would appreciate your idea and your suggestions. So thank you for joining me today. Don't forget to like my videos. Don't forget to comment. Don't forget to share your Ramadan plans with me. And if you're a mom like me, don't forget to share your ideas with how to get the kids engaged during the month of Ramadan. Thank you, and I will see you in my next video. To my Muslim brothers and sisters, Ramadan Mubarak, Allah Mubarak na Ramadan. May Allah spare our lives. May Allah answer our prayers during the holy month of Ramadan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.